The pressure of New Year's causes us to make decisions that probably aren't going to stick anyway.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We're excited to welcome you to another episode of Life's Inside Track. And I'm Yetta Dekker.
And I'm Ken Dekker.
And it's where we get to share techniques, thoughts, tips, tools, tactics, and truths that we all need, we all deserve. You, I, everyone, so we can turn our house into home, our families thrive, and we build wealth wisely through real estate. Consideration time is, have you ever made a New Year's resolution, Ken Dekker?
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds. That hasn't stuck?
Yes.
And so
like 99% of them.
Ooh. Well, statistically, it's only 80% of people that don't honor their word by mid-February.
That's 80% of people, not 80% of resolutions.
Okay.
I'm a higher ratio guy. I'm a 99%er.
I think that might be true. So this month, this entire month of January, we're thinking about how do we get into flow? And we know that when we make resolutions because the calendar flips a page or we feel the pressure, and maybe it's not a resolution, maybe it's a goal, because resolutions, goals, what's what? Like, what are they really? Resolutions are just goals named as resolutions. When we do it because of the pressure of the calendar flipping a page.
Yeah, well, let's list the pressures.
We're not likely.
Where do the pressures come from? Yeah, like you said, the calendar, it's a new year, fresh start. People think there's the pressure to be fresh and new.
And better than we were before.
Okay. What other pressures are there?
Well, there's the pressure of what I see other people doing.
That so could imitation.
Happen. Well, comparison. Right?
Yes.
Like they're making a nice move to a great new house.
Yeah.
We often have said in the real estate industry, and we say it because it's true, signs breed signs. And so it's not like a sign goes out there and makes 12 more baby signs. Well, it doesn't. And yet a for sale sign on a street, you can pretty much count on there's going to be 1, 2, or 3 more baby signs, maybe bigger, maybe smaller, but there's going to be more signs show up right in that neighborhood because out of compulsion or impulsiveness, many people get excited. I mean, in January, we have more times, and this is kind of interesting, when we go to see somebody that wants to sell at the beginning of the new year, there are more times that when we kind of press the, why do you want to make a move? That people change their mind.
Some do.
Because that happens more at the beginning of the new year than any other time of year combined. And even so to the point that sometimes people are convinced they need to do this thing, but they haven't figured out whether it actually makes sense to do it or not.
Right.
They're just impulsive because it's the energy of that resolution setting and goal setting season.
Yeah, people want to change. They want progress. They tend to not want to, maybe you're the same way. You don't want to have the exact same year or a worse year. Most of us are optimists. We think that we can have a better year. We look forward to the new year. And to have a better year requires changes, because if you do the exact same thing over and over and over again, you get the same results. Right? So it does require changes. And what we're going to discuss in the next segment is really what will drive it so that you're going to succeed at your decision, as opposed to falling in with the 80% that by mid-February, they have missed their goals or off of their resolutions because they were driving it with pressure or sometimes even desire. Sometimes, for me, it's been a wish. I'm interested in looking thinner, being thinner. I might be interested in eating healthier. That kind of resolution. I might be interested in drinking less or drinking more water or whatever it is. But unless I'm committed, right? And we're going to talk about what causes commitment as opposed to interest.
Right. So, Ken, we're going to pick on you a little bit.
Oh, nice.
Because
I
right
like
at the
it.
top of the show, didn't you hear him say that 99, was it just 99? It wasn't 99.9.
No, it was
right?
99.
99% of the time when he makes a New Year's resolution. So maybe you can relate to Ken and maybe you can't. I don't have near that big a rate that fail.
You know what? You can pick on me. You know why? Because after Christmas and New Year's and all the desserts, there's a lot to pick from. So you can pick away.
So can you relate to it though? Can you relate to that you have this intention? You have a desire.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably, Ken said, you're feeling interested, not committed. Most of us don't know that we're just feeling interested and that we're just wishing and that we're not committed. Like they feel the same when you're in the mode of making these decisions.
Yeah,
and
similar.
so, right. So sometimes we'll mistake this pressure and action for progress. Do something. Rather than actually be aware of, does this actually make sense in the big picture? Or am I just caught up right now?
Right. So what I think I hear you saying is movement, the pressure and the decision and the movement, we think it's progress and it may not be. And that's why, and it's done with, what do I call it? Willpower. And willpower dies down just like your battery does, on your cell phone. Mine's getting a little older now and it doesn't make it through the day. I have to plug it in around 4 or 5 o'clock or it's not going to last me. And my willpower, like if I say I'm not going to eat potato chips, right? And it's just it's a desire, but not a commitment. My willpower to not eat that diminishes as the day goes on. And then usually, you eat a nice dinner, but then you sit down and you watch a hockey game or something. And guess what the desire is for?
Potato chips.
Potato chips.
So the first piece, which I'll just help you right now, and maybe it's going to help you, is don't bring him into the house.
But it's easier to buy them when you're not around.
I do know that. So just don't bring him in. Because the probability of you getting in the car or going for a walk to buy the potato chips is slim to none, right? Yeah. Can we separate this as just a little extra bonus?
We even put them usually on the top shelf, so I have to get the chair. But I'm pretty good at getting a chair to on the top
That's
shelf.
The problem. So you want to get some time between the bad decision.
The impulse.
Mm-hmm. And the ability to execute on the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we digress. So the point here is if you're thinking, do I make a move? Don't I make a move? Is this the year or am I just caught up in the signs? Not like the signs flying.
Like spring fever.
Like spring fever.
Cabin
but the
fever.
actual,
You just been into
right, but the actual sign on somebody else's lawn.
Yep.
The for sale sign on somebody else's lawn.
Yeah.
If you're saying,
that's
subliminal. It's subliminal advertising without it meaning to be. Call us for a clarity call. We'll walk you through just a few simple questions that ought to unearth whether or not this is an impulse decision or the real deal, and that it is a great time for you to make a move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if pressure isn't producing lasting change, what actually does? And we're going to explore that in the next segment. And we're glad that we can build wealth wisely together because it's about much more than just money.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward